This sunroof, definitely a perk of living out of a Tesla Model Y. And at night, I usually can't see the stars unless they're really bright. There's like a protective coating, maybe some UV protection, but either way, surrounded by nature, and that's one of the many reasons I wanted to live out of a Tesla Model Y. I know you maybe haven't really heard much from me for a while, but it's still going well. I'm here in Yellowstone, and last night I slept in the back, but this time around in Yellowstone, I have two friends visiting from Germany. So the guy, he actually, probably over 10 years ago, he was a foreign exchange student with my family, and him and his girlfriend have flown back out. So that's one of the reasons I've stuck around the Midwest to play tour guide along with my parents. And so far it's been going really well. I love being able to catch up with old friends as well as make new ones. So if I haven't met you yet, don't hesitate to reach out. There's a good chance we'll cross paths down the road, whether it be for coffee or if you want to go on a hike. I'm usually open to whatever. So showing my friends around my current home base where my parents are at, Rapid City, we of course swung by Mount Rushmore. That's kind of a given, one of the big tourist areas. It really doesn't take too long to see. But for a more local spot, I ended up taking them to Hippie Hole. Now this is a little bit of a local treasure, and it's not the easiest to get to. A bit of a rough drive and a scramble, kind of hiking on some rocks. But you get to this water area, a little bit of a waterfall, really scenic, and I've jumped off of this spot before, quite a few people do, but this time around a little too cold, and more so no one else was around. Generally I like to see others jumping in just in case anything's shifted over the last season, rocks, who knows, and you never know with driftwood. On my watch when I'm leading the hike, played it safe, but still a really cool area to see. And one of the other big things that we're showing them around the Midwest is Yellowstone. So we set out in the Tesla, and both of my friends, they hadn't driven a Tesla before, so I let them drive it around the neighborhood a little bit. Pretty cool experience, and it's cool to see people experience it for the first time as well. You've got regenerative braking that can take a little while to get used to, and just a few other little nuances. Now on the trip to Yellowstone, we had to make a stop at Devil's Tower, not too far out of the way. And if you don't know Devil's Tower, it seems almost alien. It's a huge rock formation that shoots straight up out of the ground, out of the kind of plains or flatland. There's a lot of prairie dogs around the area. Devil's Tower, I actually hope to climb it maybe later this summer. We'll see how my knee holds up, and I'll probably have to get in better shape, learn how to do a little bit of traditional climbing, placing my own gear. From Devil's Tower, we continued our drive. We passed through the Bighorns National Forest area. I haven't explored much of that before, and I was a little blown away. The scenery and the roadways were pretty impressive. It got a little foggy. We were up above the clouds at one point, and we even ran into a moose right along the road. I have not encountered many moose yet. The Tesla's silent, so we didn't scare it, although there were some gas cars around, and it's still stuck near the road. But then we made our way into Yellowstone. We were greeted by a herd of bighorn sheep right along the road. And going to Yellowstone, one of the most common things you'll see, a lot of buffalo. I've been caught behind a few of them already, and same with when I was here during the winter in the northern part of the park. But yeah, Yellowstone is always impressive to see. I mean, you've got Old Faithful. Just driving around and looking out for wildlife is one of the coolest parts of the park. And camping here, we are in a little bit of a busier campsite area. Normally I'd find something that's a little more quiet, but to be able to set up the tent and whatnot, that works out pretty well. This is just really another quick update. I know I haven't been as consistent with putting out content, but I do plan to do some bigger trips here soon. After sticking around the Midwest, I will do East Coast, head out to Maryland, down south, and then work my way back to the Midwest. And then late summer is when I'll end up doing a full West Coast trip, starting very southern, maybe San Diego, working my way all the way up the coast, And if it works out, I might go up into Alaska, go through Canada. I don't know how viable that'll be in a Model Y. But yeah, we'll find out. If anyone has any questions, feel free to let me know in the comments. I'm very responsive. And as always, I really do like catching up with old friends, but making new ones along the way. So feel free to reach out. I really do hope maybe we can grab some coffee down the road, go on a hike. If I pass through an area you know well, it'd be great if you could show me around. So yeah, I hope to see you again soon.